do, fam? Just waiting for y'all to get into the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? You know, as soon as you step in, just put some ones up to let me know that I can be heard. Because the StreamYard says it's showtime. Oh yeah. What's going on? So anyone coming, just put some ones up. Make sure I've been heard, that I can that I have a voice. I'm not borging. You know what I'm saying? And I'll allow you guys to step in. Wipe your feet off. As you're coming in, just hit the like button. Especially hit that share button. And hit that subscribe button. You know? Hit the like, hit the share, hit subscribe. Hit the Cash App too if you feel that you've been edified. And I'm going to expand my social media a little bit, as time goes on. I'm only putting the Cash App in there, by the way, just to pin it and to pin other shit. So everybody stay calm, all right? Stay calm with it. And bear with me while I let other people get into the building. We shut this down. Yeah, I had to do this show, man, because a lot of you black American cats or ADOS, so whatever you call yourself, you got to give me some fucking clarity. You got to give me a little bit of clarity because I want people to make sense of this, and I'll tell you why. But you see the title, and yeah, excuse me. What's up, Susie? Yeah, you see the title, and I just need y'all to make sense of this. Yeah, I won't even be on here for that long tonight. From what I understand, there's still more drama in that damn sector of yours, and I'll touch on that a little bit, and obviously still some remnants of what happened with Michael K. Williams already. The fuckery and the conspirators. You couldn't even wait a day. You could not even wait a motherfucking day until you threw out some conspiracy nonsense. Could not even wait one day. Not one day. And the conspiracies start coming. And guess who it came from? No surprise, and I'll deal with that later on. But man, and some of you ran with it, and I don't know what to tell you. I mean, the dude clearly, Michael K. Williams was clearly dealing with demons all his life, but somehow there's something behind, or he's a sign of what. He's a sign of what all black people go through, but to turn this into something bigger, like this is how they're trying to take out black folk. I mean, some of y'all just need something to do, for real. You really do, man. But yeah, man. What's going on? Black and Red, Susie Q. What's going on? Just letting other people come in, but. I tell you, man, we as a group, man, It's almost like we have enemies all around us, and we don't even know who to shoot at anymore. You don't even know. You can't even go to battle with people who look like you. They'll turn around and they'll take you out. All right, for the sole purpose of staying. I mean, I don't think there's been a lot of slavery over the centuries with different groups of people. I don't think there's anything like the slave master relationship between the Negroid and the Caucasoid. There is nothing on this planet that even compares to the relationship that the Negroid and the Caucasoid have. And it's not just, and I say it that way because it's not just here in America. It is all over this globe. I mean, there was just a story in Africa where was it? Was it Gambia? I think. Let me just make sure. I just want to be sure. Yeah, I think it's Gambian. There was a coup that happened. No, it's in Guinea, in Africa. A military leader staged a coup against the government, took over. The guy's from Guinea, dark as hell. Took over, and this dude has a white wife, full-blown European wife, and mixed kids. I mean, how does that even... And when I spoke to someone about it, they were suggesting maybe it's the CIA. I mean, the CIA is that sloppy that or I mean, that you just grab some dude, choose him, knowing he's got a white wife and mixed kids? That matters, does it not? I mean, if you're taking over the country, how are you going to walk up as the new president or the new person with a mixed family? And you're from Guinea. And Guinea, people there are dark like Wesley Snipes times 10. And he's got a full-blown European wife. But, I mean, what? It makes no sense, folks. That's what I'm saying. This is not just here. But we're going to just deal with, we're going to deal with the, just the coons here. And I never really do. I try to stay away from that term only because it's been hijacked. It's been used. It's been used haphazardly by the wrong people for the wrong reasons. Okay, you disagree with someone, you're a coon, or some people use it to weaponize against other people to throw off the fact that they're in fact the true coons. But when you're dealing with someone like a Larry Elder, who, by the way, and what's up, Professor Cupcake TV? By the way, can very well be the next governor of the state of California. That is a very real proposition. This guy, black man, well, in skin tone only, melanated man, a melanated male. Let me say that, a melanated male in Larry Elder. All right, 69 years old. Not married, no kids. Had a scandal because obviously, and when I spoke about it then, a scandal with his ex-fiance who was an ex-prostitute. All right? A prostitute. He was going to marry an ex-prostitute that was way past her prime. Way past her prime. And rumors of abuse, and I don't believe it's a rumor. I think when I hear a story like that from someone like Larry Elder, all right, 9 times out of 10, those guys who sit on high horses, they got some dark. They always have some dark underbelly about them. So I'm not shocked at all that a story like that came out. And again, anyone who comes in, just put some ones up. Let's make sure that you hear me, okay? All right. Let me just make sure that I am being heard out here. And thanks everybody for coming in. Like I said, I'm not even gonna make this long. Okay, yeah. And thanks everybody for coming in. What's up, Clark? But this dude right here, and this goes back to all you ADOS cats, Black American cats, who think that your problem are foreign blacks or whatever excuse you try to make to mask your cowardice, all right, towards asking for reparations. But Larry Elder, like I said, he's in a dogfight right now in California with Gavin Newsom. Obviously, they're trying to get rid of him. So you have a motley crew of candidates, including him, including Caitlyn Jenner / Bruce Jenner, okay, a transvestite that even the gay community, the alphabet community doesn't like this guy. All right, so even they don't like this person. But for this dude right here, before I even get into what he's done, let me just go through this dude's resume, because a lot of times what I find with these black conservatives, right, most of them, like Larry Elder's made a lot of money, right? But it's a lot like, and he went to school. I think he went to USC. I'm going to get into that in a second. He went to an Ivy League. He went to Brown. I believe he went to Brown. Like I said, I got to make sure, but I know he went to an Ivy League. His whole story is, I came from the hood, I guess out of South Central LA, because he calls himself the Sage of South Central. No, they don't. They do not like that dude. They don't like him. Liberals don't like this guy. He's not a liberal. He's a conservative. But no, they don't like this guy. They do not like him. But what was I saying? Yeah, Larry Elder, one of these conservatives who's about this. Listen, you work hard. You marry. You don't have kids out of wedlock. All this other bullshit. Blah 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 blah. And you'll be successful. Okay. And this is a guy, again, not married, okay? Everything that he's been successful at, he's done it by promoting anything that's anti-black people. He's never been successful at anything else that he stepped out of. Anything that he stepped out of to do besides, going contrary to what black people want, he's failed. And I mean failed massively. Let's just go into this dude's, let's just look at Wikipedia. I mean, that's all you need to do. I mean, you can go to any other biography, but listen, he's had a best-selling book. This was back, I think it was 95. It was called The 10 Things You Can't Say in America, right? Hold on, let me just make sure that I get the right. Yeah, here it is. Just go down to the writing. The 10 Things You Can't Say in America. It's a 2000 book. And that was his rise to fame. It was a New York Times bestseller. And the 10 things, I just want to make sure that I have. Let me just find some of the 10 things. It was basically conservative rhetoric. The 10 things you can't say in America. Okay. Let me just read some of them. But most of them, like I said, Here are the 10 things, folks. And again, blacks are more racist than whites. That's one of the 10 things. White condensation is more damaging than white racism. And I've gone through this in my other Larry Elder video. There's no healthcare crisis. Gun control advocates have blood in their hands. America's greatest problem, illegitimacy, which of course, blacks, kids out of wedlock and all that other bullshit. The welfare state is our national narcotic. Again, attacking blacks, even though whites are the ones who are using welfare. You're not taking away welfare because there are things in this country you're not taking away. All right? The internet's not going anywhere. Okay? You're always going to have a platform, whether it's YouTube, why? Because it's making a ton of money for white people. So you're always going to have stuff like this. If it was just black people living off this, yeah, they probably take it away. But this, they're not taking that away. They're not taking that away. That's the most, yeah, that's it. I'm, again, a used up whore. A woman who worked in the Playboy Mansion, and she was way past her prime. Like, pushing 50, strung out, drugs and everything. This dude wanted to wipe the chick. Let's just keep it a buck. All right? There is no glass ceiling. All anti-black bullshit. Now, if Larry Elder was like, I don't know, was like Elon Musk, if he was a businessman like, say, if he started like a BET, like Robert Johnson, okay? If he did something great outside of race-related matters, then I would say, yeah, you know what? This is a guy, let me just, listen. Those of you who follow me on this platform, you know what I feel about Bill Cosby, all right? And he pulls the conservative rhetoric too. He's always done it. I could care less what happened to him as far as his case, and there's more litigation to come, all right? But at least Bill Cosby, outside of that fuckery, you could say he succeeded highly at other areas in life. Fat Albert was a huge success and a great show. And the Cosby, he did other things that were, aside from cooning it up, which is exactly what he did, and bashing black people. When he stepped away from that, he also had some successes. Let's just go through some of the things that Larry Elder has done throughout his career, okay? Obviously, Larry, as I said, grew up in South Central Los Angeles. I'm not going to read his whole biography. Graduated from Crenshaw High School. He went to Brown University, political science degree. Then he got his JD from University of Michigan Law School. Now, was he the valedictorian? He's so smart, right? Was he the valedictorian, or did he just go there and graduate? Okay, but he went to school. Like no other person. I mean, Boyce went to school. He's got his doctorate. Boyce is a doctor. So is Michael Eric Dyson. You see? But somehow he makes it seem like it's so special. I support school choice. Larry Elder's for that. Gavin Newsom says we must always send our kids wherever the government says, even if the school has been failing forever. Okay. He's not married, but has white women that claiming he physically... I mean, he gorilla pimped this chick. He basically gorilla pimped this chick. And people are going to bring up things that this guy is for somebody. I mean, let's just go through his career anyway, his legal career. Now, Larry obviously graduated, he was a lawyer. And I always heard that he had a law firm. Or at least I thought. But let's read what Larry really had. It said, after graduation, Elder joined Cleveland law firm Squires, Sanders, and Dempsey. Now, are there any big cases that Larry has done that I should know about? Anything? I mean, did he just get a job there? Is that what it is? Or is there anything historically that he's done where I should say, oh shit, this guy was an outstanding lawyer? What was his win in the law field besides getting hired by a law firm? Can someone tell me? I need some people in the panel to help me out with this guy's thinking and what this guy's done. Where's the success here? He graduated from school. It's not like other black people didn't graduate from... Hell, what's his name? Crump. Isn't he a lawyer? Okay? He's a lawyer. He passed the bar. I mean, what did he do that was so great at this law firm? But wait a minute. He joined the law firm. In 1980, he founded his own. I thought he had owned a law firm. But it said in 1980, he founded Lawrence Elder and Associates. This wasn't a law firm. See, I thought he started a law firm and, went out and did a couple of big cases or tried to do, I don't know, like one multi-million-dollar cases. Like, who's that guy who ran for president against Obama? John, that young-looking guy, I forgot his name. But I can name tons of lawyers, not just him. John Edwards, yeah, who won huge cases. That wasn't the case with Larry Elder. The Elder and Associates was a legal executive search firm. This was a headhunting firm for lawyers. That's what this was. He didn't do any great legal work. He was just a headhunter for lawyers. So he founded it in 1980. No word on how successful it was. Stepped down from operating Elder and Associates in 1987, but he continued to own the firm until 1995. So, I mean, again, what has Gavin Newsom done that's so great? I never said that. I'm talking about Larry Elder. All right? I guess you live in California and you're voting for Larry Elder. Whatever. I mean, I'm not in California. I'm telling you Larry Elder's stances and some of his views as it pertains to black people. Are you black, Brother Ted? Are you a black man? And white, that's exactly what he is. Brother Ted, exactly. Bingo. Bingo. Brother Ted, are you a white man? And by the way, both of these people here are race hustlers. They both are. Larry as well as Kundis. Just tell, it's no big deal. If you're white, you're white. If you're black and you believe in some of these things, that's fine. I don't care. But you tell me. But again, let's look at some of his successes now, okay? Or supposed successes. I just told you about his law career, and the reason I bring up the law firm, he always brought that up. I was a business owner. I did this. Like he was this big time lawyer. Benjamin Crump, a couple years from now, can go out and say, listen, I was involved with this case and that case. Now, he didn't have many wins, but Ben Crump can't say I was the face of this and this and this case. I was in the courtroom. And so, what courtrooms have Larry Elder been in? No, he's been recruiting. His business was basically recruiting real lawyers. Yes, he is. No, they're trying to get rid of him. They are trying to get rid of him. And you got him and you got Caitlyn Jenner. They're trying to get rid of Gavin Newsom. I didn't know what was going on over there, but apparently they want to dump him like a bad habit. But here's his media career, because somehow he moved to media. Now, he had a successful audition co-hosting Fabric. Excuse me, this is a television show produced by Dennis Golden. Who's Dennis Golden? I'm just trying to see his... he produced by Dennis Golden. I was looking for his politics, but aired on Cleveland's PBS in 1988. Okay, so he left in 1980. He left his firm in 1987 and got into this in 1988. I'm assuming that WVIZ is a... I'm just seeing what type of station it is. Is it conservative or Republican? Because if it is, then that would explain a lot. But it doesn't say. But whatever. All right, let me go back to the window. Usually when I have a lot of windows, this thing tends to stop. What's her platform? I don't know. I think a lot of it had to do with the economy. I haven't really looked at her platform that much because really I didn't even think it. I didn't see it was too serious. I was too concerned with what's going on over here in New York, where our governor clearly can't keep his hands off the women. So And this New York shit, this just shocked the hell out of me. So I was too concerned with what was going on over there. But apparently, Larry Elder's neck and neck with Gavin Newsom. He isn't? Okay. But still. So wait, what is this? Jenner. I just saw Jenner a few times. I know Jenner was saying that. I can't. It's he. I mean, he's okay. Whoever I offended in the chat, whatever. I mean, that's the man's hands are like freaking claws. I can't, and the way he talks, I can't call him anything but a he. Apparently, he was more about the economy. But that's from what I understand. First step to get the media shine, more viable candidate step later. The real choice is coming. And Larry came in pretty late. So Larry Elder in 1987, he hosted a program, National Desk, along with fellow conservatives. Now keep in mind, this was in 1997, okay? With fellow conservatives Fred Brown and Laura Ingraham, all right? And if you're around here in the 90s, there were a lot of guys, a lot of these black conservatives were coming out of the woodworks. Ward Connolly, Armstrong Williams, another guy, the Black Avenger, another clown. He was out of Denver. A lot of these black conservatives, they were kind of getting their shine. They were writing books, sometime in the 90s. And Larry, I guess he saw his opening there. But, it said he was hosting segments redefining racism, fresh voices from black America, obviously from a conservative standpoint. Then 3 years later, Elder won a Los Angeles area Emmy Award. He was on KCAL TV making waves. All right? Making waves. So he was that alternative black voice. And then he hosted the show Moral Court. All right? Moral Court, which lasted one season. Again, stepping out of his race hustling and trying to do something legit. And this was around the time Court TV was pretty big, and he bombed. So then, let's see. 2004, he hosted the Larry Elder Show. What the Larry Elder Show about? Conservative politics, basically that alternative conservative voice. All right? Immigration, yes, it is a big deal in California. Yes, you remember Ward Connolly, Professor Cupcake? Cuomo's gone. He's out of there. The lieutenant governor took over. But yeah, Cuomo's out of there. And he's talking about a comeback, which I believe. I think he'll come back. His family's that powerful, believe it or not. Moral Court. And then he was in Michael and Me. That was Michael Moore's film. That was pretty big. But he always had the Larry Elder Show. And one thing with these these black conservative talk shows, right? Which was laughable to me. All right? Look at the time slots they had. I remember Larry's show. Larry, they would put him on, they would put these guys on a Sunday, like 10 o'clock at night on Sunday when nobody's listening. Or Rush Limbaugh would have a black person host during the holidays when no one's listening. It's just bizarre to me. They never, whenever you call Larry Elder, he was on 7 on the East Coast from 7 to 8 o'clock for 1 hour. Or some crazy time on Saturday when nobody's listening. And somehow that's success. But his show, they kept his show going. But you never heard these guys during prime time. They get the white conservatives out there. And to this day, they don't have a show that holds up to a Hannity or any other or Mark Levine or any of the other these conservative shows. It's crazy to me. 2007, Larry was one of the rotating talk show hosts in the slot that was canceled by Imus in the Morning. Yes, they tried to put him there too. But the job went to Joe Scarborough when he was a Republican. Wow. So he was a columnist with the Creator Syndicate, newspaper and online columns with Investor Business Daily, WorldNet Daily, Town Hall, Jewish World Review, Front Page Magazine, all conservative publications. All conservative publications. All of them. Not because he said anything groundbreaking, but actually he is saying something groundbreaking. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. But thanks for everybody for coming into the building. You know, Becca Zeta, catch ACBN. All right, you're over 1,000 now, bro. So now you can get moderators, and now you can monetize, and you can monetize right now, and all this other stuff. So yeah, 1,000, you hit the magic number. Congrats for that, HM. What's going on? Yeah, but again, they're super expensive. But if you're a Rush Limbaugh and you bring in the people, then it's not that expensive. All right? I mean, it's worth it. It pays off itself. So why weren't they putting these black guys in those primetime spots? You tell me. You tell me. All right, you are black. I'm tired of giving our votes. I don't give votes to Democrats, bro. I don't fuck with either one of them. So, you know, already you're making an assumptions. I don't mess with. See, again, when I was speaking as a close family member about this, they were asking me the questions. What do I think about Al Sharpton? What do I think about Sean King and all? They're race hustlers. But then I asked him about guys like this, and he's like, oh, well, they're not race hustlers at all. No, these guys are race hustlers as well. They're on both sides. They're nothing more than race hustlers. So I don't give my votes to any Dem. I don't give Jim Crow Joe and Scamala, those two, all right? I don't mess with those guys. So I understand what you're saying, but I think Tim Scott, Herschel Walker, oh, come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Oh, my God. Oh. Bro, you're killing me here. Herschel Walker. And you know what? The argument I had was I had told the same person I was arguing with, again, a close family member. He said, what is it about Herschel Walker? And Herschel Walker, there's no analyst. I don't have to analyze. The man's a Sambo. He's one of these guys who thinks, just like Elder, well, all I had to do, he's saying all I had to do is work hard, and I got a successful business and everything. He forgets the fact that he was a world-class athlete who hung around a lot of white people, and he thinks it's because of his business genius, and it's not that. It's because you were one of the few. You happen to be great at athletics, and he was great. He was a great athlete, no question about it. But if you weren't a great athlete, would you be in the spot that you're in? All right? Would you be in the spot that you're in? So please, kill me. I mean, you know, miss me with that. But no, I don't give. And Tim Scott, didn't Tim Scott say the wild shit that, see, again, didn't he say that racism isn't a problem in America? But then Scamala said the same thing, did she not? So that's what I'm saying. They're all the same. They're all the same. If you think, let me go ahead and just get to Larry Elder and what he said. But my point is, going through his resume, the only time he's successful is when he aligns himself with these conservatives and speaks to conservative propaganda. When he steps away from that, he's nothing. He's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything is pushed to conservative propaganda. And let's go ahead and play what I mean when I say conservative propaganda. So, Herschel Walker, that's not the worst that this guy said. But let's stick with Larry for now. Let's stick with him. We'll deal with Herschel another time. All right? Shout out to everybody that's coming to the building. Okay, let's listen to Larry. And this is a short clip. All right? But I want someone in the chat. Go ahead and tell me if you agree with this. Go ahead. Hold on. Here we go. This is him with Kundis.
By the way, when you mentioned that the UK was ahead of us, they were. Do you know that the slave owners were compensated? After they lost their quote-unquote property, the government compensated slave owners.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so when people talk about reparations, do they really want to have that conversation? Because, like it or not, slavery was legal. And so their property, their legal property, was taken away from them after the Civil War. So you can make an argument that the people that are owed reparations, and not only just black people, but also the people whose quote property, close quote, was taken away after the end of the Civil War.
Now, just a couple of things. Did you hear Candace Owens say, "Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh my God." Folks, I've heard from a couple of people try to tell me how smart this girl is. All right? Since Brother Ted, since you're the resident conservative in here, clearly, tell me if you agree with this statement, and tell me why Candace Owens is so smart. Since you're the resident conservative in here, and while you're thinking of that, let me go ahead and read this article. Larry Elder claims GOP frontrunner for California recall vote. Larry Elder claimed reparations are owed to slave owners who had their property stolen after the Civil War. Now, this is not, you heard him say it out of his own crusty lips. All right? You heard him say it. Actually, just give me a second here. I gotta, I want to make sure that this doesn't go down. But yeah. And Larry Elder, my question with that whole thing is, what's her name? Sheila Jackson Lee. Why did she call them? Why didn't she call, even though I don't fuck with those guys, why didn't she call Yvette and Tone? Even though I don't mess with those guys, why did she call those dudes? But let me go ahead and read this article. But go ahead, Brother Ted. Tell me how what he said makes sense. Please. No, but I hear this all the time. Oh, listen. God bless Chief X for going after the conscious community and all those other clowns. He said this. She says some things that are right. Well, it's like if I'm standing next to a KKK member and we're both standing next to a mound of horse shit. We both agree that the horse shit smells like shit. So, we would do anything to either move away from it, or if we can't move away from it, find a way to dispose of it. Doesn't mean that we're going to be friends for life. It doesn't mean that he's my brother or anything like that. We just agree on a very true statement. Yeah, exactly. No, she does not. No. But I'll tell you what she has, though. She has a vagina. And she clearly used it to snatch up some rich white guy. That she has. Yeah, I know. Elder, Tim Scott, Herschel Walker have white networks which pay their inadequacy. Tim Scott was pulled over 100 times. He thought it was racist, and then he forgave him. Candace is a grifter. He was pulled over 100 times, but then he says there's no racism. That's a man that's mental issues right there. That's some serious mental issues you're dealing with up there. Let me read Larry Elder. I want to get that. I want to get it from... Oh, crap. Reparations. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. Here we go. All right. Okay. Black conservative host and politician Larry Elder is arguing in favor for reparations for slavers. You heard him. You heard this guy. For slavers who had their legal property taken away following the Civil War. Elder, 69. Again, this guy is 69 years old, folks. A 69-year-old black man. And I want to stress this because I want to lead to something even bigger, especially for you ADOS cats. He appeared on the Candace Owens show alongside the show's namesake host in July to offer his insight on race relations in America. By the way, let me show you a picture, just a meme of Larry Elder. Let me find it here. It's under her. Shoot. No, that's not this. Here we go. Just to, look at what Larry Elder, just to give you some insight of what this guy feels about, read. Reparations is the extraction of money from those who were never slave owners, even though they benefited from all that the slave owners did, even though their races benefit very greatly for what they've done, to be given to those who were never slaves, even though we are still suffering the effects of slavery. This is from Larry Elder. This is this guy. Okay? And Brother Ted, don't leave. Don't block this dude. All the moderators, leave this guy here. Leave him here. Yeah. Bro, where you at, Brother Ted? I just want to, let's see. No, the statement, you can make an argument, isn't advocacy. It's not even close. Oh, no, bro. No, you can't make an argument. Oh, come on, man. Make an argument that they should get reparations. That's what you're saying? Look, the article that I'm reading is probably going to go over it again. So, the topic of reparations was discussed after Owens brought up the abolition of the slave trade, opening dialogue about the logic behind supporting the compensation of former slave owners. When people talk about reparations, this is Larry Elder talking. Do they really want to have that conversation? Like it or not. Are you listening, Ted? I'm reading this verbatim. This is a quote. He said, do they really want to have that conversation? Like it or not. Go tell that to one of the small hats. You saw what happened to Nick Cannon? Nick Cannon would have said nothing close to anything racist like this towards the small hats. And what did that guy have to do? They should have just bent him right there in his own studio. But Larry Elder's saying this? Like it or not, slavery was legal. Their property was taken. Okay. Listen, look, let me just go down. I just want to make sure that I don't miss it. He said their property was taken. So he said their property was taken away. You heard the audio. Their property was taken away from them after the Civil War. So you can make an argument that the people that are owed reparations are not just black people, but also the people whose property was taken away after the Civil War. So what he's saying, Brother Ted, hold on, okay. You're saying it sounds like a technical point taken out of context. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Let me finish the article, okay? Reparations are also often discussed through the lens of providing funds and other resources to black communities not slave owners, and have been supported by several lawmakers and advocacy groups. During the interview, Elder argued that slave owners lost a significant amount of money. I did not play the whole interview, Ted. I didn't play the whole interview. He's arguing. He's saying in the interview, it's the same as if you're speaking to a small hat and he's saying, well, you know, did you know, let me just say this. Do you know, the narrative is that 6 million Jews died in Germany, right? Do you know how many narratives there are for the Holocaust? You know that's not the only narrative, right? You know that there's a narrative that there weren't as much as 6 million. That's a narrative. There's a narrative that they were getting thrown in the oven because they were diseased, and that Hitler did it because he didn't want the spread of disease. That's a narrative by people who are Holocaust deniers, and those Holocaust deniers are not white or not black. They're not. No, this has nothing to do. Stop it. She was an immigrant. That has nothing to do with it. The Holocaust deniers, most of them are not black. So if you want to go that route and make arguments, we can make arguments for a bunch of stuff. That he was doing it, throwing them in ovens because they were sickly and he was trying to stop the spread of disease. So there's a bunch of ways we can go with that. This is Candace Owens. That people think that she's a smart black person, and so how does she represent black? She doesn't. No. I've heard people have said this. Okay? I don't think she's intelligent at all. Because if she was intelligent, she would stop Larry Elder and she would bring up what I'm going to bring up right now. I haven't finished the article, but let me go ahead and bring this up. Now, let me ask you, Ted, and anyone in the building, and thanks for everyone to coming in. A Lady 747, Clark, obviously, thanks for coming in the building. But Larry's not an immigrant, so what are you saying? Larry's not an immigrant. Larry is a full-fledged black American. I've said before, Coonan is universal. It's universal. Larry's a full-fledged American. So, Ted, let me ask you a question since you are still here. Are you familiar with the District of Columbia Emancipation Act of 1862? I'm just asking Ted. They're not fringe, by the way, Ted. They are not fringe at all. But I just asked you a question. Shoot. I've asked a question. Are you familiar with that act? Okay. Larry Elder just said he can make a case that the owners should get compensated for losing their slaves. Because the slaves were property and that was money to them, correct? Did you know that they were in fact compensated, Ted? I'm asking again. Did you know that they were in fact compensated? And put some ones in the building if you can hear me okay. Well, Ted, I'm waiting. This is not something you gotta look. Okay, so I mean, Ted, do you know this? Yes or no? If you don't know, you don't know. And let me get a sip of tea. Shout out to Empowered Esquire TV, by the way. She had another good live today. Go check out her channel. Very intelligent woman. And from the island. She's from Yard. So, very intelligent woman. Right? And see, she made me a mod over there. And I'm trying not to curse. Because I want people to, when people refer me over here. So I'm going to try not. I'm going to keep the fuckery at a standstill. Let's see. What do you mean? Many Confederate farmers had their farms and cities burned to the ground by Sherman. Okay, sir. So you don't know what it is? Here's what I'm going to do for you, okay? I'm going to read directly from the article itself. The article that was back in 1862. But before I do that, let me go ahead and tell you exactly what it is, okay? Okay, hold on. Because the only reason I read from my phone, y'all, is because I've had situations where I'm reading in one window and then you guys shut down while I'm reading. I'm like, fuck. So, actually, let me go ahead and turn it the other way. Anyways. Thing is... Hold on. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. All right, Ted. The District of Columbia Emancipation Act. Okay? Just some shorts on it, by the way. I'm going to give you some shorts on it first so that... just so that we... Hold on. The District of Columbia... And I'll read directly from the newspaper articles of way back when. Okay? Here we go. Alright? What did the act do? It's basically, it compensated, it was the District of Columbia Compensated Emancipation Act. It became law. Sponsored by Senator Henry Wilson of Massachusetts, the act freed the slaves in the District of Columbia, compensated owners up to $300 per free person. Per free person. All right? Per free person. Another one became law, originally sponsored by Henry Wilson of Massachusetts, freed slaves in the District of Columbia, compensated $300 for each free person. In the months following the acclamation of the law, commissioners approved more than 930 petitions granting freedom to 2,900 slaves. All right? As it went down the line. Let me go ahead and I'll read it from the... And this is just one, by the way. This is just one. But where is it? I'm looking at the newspaper article itself. And in that newspaper article, it's funny because there was one newspaper article I read where they were actually mocking John Brown, saying, take that, John Brown, we're still going to get money back. We're still going to get money back. Oh, so obviously you want me to do, this is just DC. So you're one of these guys, basically, that you have sympathy for the white people who've enslaved you. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. So you want the slave owners to be compensated. Is that basically it, sir? Is that what it is? Seriously, I'm asking you. Just tell me that. I don't know what you just said, bro. What did that mean? What did it mean? No, it sounds like it, bro. It sounds like it. Let me go ahead and read from another source, sir. In the United States, the regulation of slavery was prominently a state function. Northern states followed a course of gradual emancipation. During the Civil War in November 1961, Lincoln drafted an act before the legislature of Delaware, one of 4 non-free states that remained loyal, the others being Kentucky, Maryland, Missouri, for compensated emancipation. It wasn't just D.C., sir. Obviously, if it happened in D.C., do you not think it happened in the other states it was legal? What are you saying down here? I said, okay, that's just... If you're saying that it didn't happen in other states that were legal, sir, this is how the right catches people in lying. Elders saying, come on. Oh, shit. Shit. So from what you just read from this guy, the meme I just showed you, you're saying that he didn't mean that the slave owner should have a case? Damn, you're fuck. Hold on, let me just read what you're saying. This is how the... Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. A lady, you're saying this. I'm sorry. He isn't saying slave owners deserve reparations. No sympathy at all. Just saying that D.C. slave owners can't be presented as reparations. Do you believe blacks should get reparations? But why would you make an argument for something like that? I'm asking again, brother, to Ted, do you believe that we should get reparations? Well, not we. I'm not going to get reparations, but do you believe it? I'm waiting for your answer. Are you there? So do you want the Confederate States to get reparations? How is that taken out of context? I only played what was on the, and I didn't even finish reading the article. But how was it taken out of context? Why would you make an argument? That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, why would you make an argument? Can y'all hear me okay, by the way? Okay. I'm asking, you know what? Let me do this. Tell me why you would make an argument. It's like I ask a question and it's just never, I don't know. But I'm asking why you would make an argument for that. But let me finish the article then, since we're not. Elder also argued that racism is not the number one problem in black community is facing, but instead, okay, I didn't hear the whole thing. Maybe it was a distinction between England and the U.S. He said between, okay, he did say between England and also the U.S., but he's saying that be careful about doing this because we'd have to make the argument for giving slave owners reparations. So my question to you is, do you agree that slave owners deserve reparations? Do you want me to play this again? Let me play it again since you feel that I misquoted what was clearly. Let me go ahead and play it again since you're saying I misquoted him. So what does this mean? Elder argued that slave owners
lost ahead of us. They were. Do you know that?
It's right behind them.
By the way, when you mentioned that the UK was ahead of us, they were. Do you know that the slave owners were compensated after they lost their quote-unquote property? The government compensated slave owners.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so when people talk about reparations, do they really want to have that conversation? Because, like it or not, slavery was legal. And so their property, their legal property, was taken away from them after the Civil War. So you can make an argument that the people that are owed reparations are not only just black people, but also the people whose quote property, close quote, was taken away after the end of the Civil War.
So the question is, sir, are we including the people who've also been taken, the property was taken away from them? That's what I'm asking. What's up, Willie? Tequila, Hidden Prophecies. Is that the real one? Are you the real Tequila? I don't know. So you're saying, okay, so you heard it. So do you agree with that? That's the question. Let me continue while you think about that. Elder also argued that racism is not the number one problem in the black community is facing, but argued that not having a father in the home is far more damaging. Why is the father not in the home? Okay, I mean, we can go through why that is, and we understand and we're not making any excuses. We're just saying There are factors as to why some of them aren't in their home, and honestly, I think that's an overrated stat. It said a kid today is less likely to be born under a roof with a biological mother and biological father. He's been saying this for about 30 years now. 20 years he's been saying this, and if nothing's been happening, what do we need him for? It said a kid today is less likely to be born under a roof with a biological mother and biological father than a kid during slavery. In 1965, 25% of black kids were born. It's the same talking points. Same shit. Same talking points. The question isn't whether slave owned. The question is whether it would have been better for us, for hundreds of thousands to not have died. I don't get that. What do you mean? The question is whether it would have been better, including better for us, for hundreds of thousands of us not to have died. Okay. Basically, not to have slavery, I guess. I mean, you know what you do? Explain exactly what you're talking about. I'm going to give you the link and you can explain what you're talking about. Because I don't even know, you got to break this down for me. And I guess you live in California. So I'm going to bring you up here for a second to explain what the hell you're talking about and why Larry Elder makes sense. You can take the link. Because that's really what I wanted people to come up here to explain, how Larry Elder makes sense with all the things that he's saying. And why I should follow something like this, and how you see that he and Candace aren't race hustlers like Sharpton, as well as these other people, Sharpton or Joy Reid or any of them. Thousands of us died in a century of Jim Crow too. Might have happened would there ever been a war if we needed century of Jim Crow. Okay. Might that not have happened if there were never a war? So you were for the war? That would have happened anyway. Jim Crow would have happened anyway. That's like saying would mass incarceration never have happened. All of that would have happened anyway. So you're saying Jim Crow would not have happened if we didn't have a war? Again, the link is there. Explain why I should follow Larry. What he's saying that makes sense. That was the sole purpose I did this stream, because I wanted to see if someone could break down how this guy makes sense. Let me also finish what he was saying. Again, dude is saying shit he's been saying for years. 1965, 25% of black kids were born outside of wedlock. Now that number is 70%. You can't blame that on slavery. He continued, forget about Larry Elder. Obama said a kid who does not have a father in the house is 5 times more likely to be poor, 9 times more likely to drop out of school. I mean, Obama gives conservative talking points just like him. I just pulled this down. Out of school. These are the same talking points you've been using against black people forever. Forever. Let me see if you come up at all. Still waiting, bro. Call in. Tell me why what's his name? I'm only giving it to you to call in. Tell me why Larry Elder makes sense. Tell me up here. I want to learn. I would love to learn. Break it down for me. Now, let me finish what this says. According to a 538 poll last week, Elder continues to lead the gubernatorial hopefuls. Elder, he received criticism for decades of comments undermining racism. And let's see, in America, saying African Americans that we complain too much. This is what he said. He was also criticized for his comments against African Americans in his book. radio talk show, which began in the early 1990s, brushed aside conversations of police brutality during the Rodney King. Yeah, I remember that one too. I remember that one. According to the 538 poll released last week, Elder continues to lead among the gubernatorial hopefuls. And this is the second recall election in history of California. Blah, blah, blah. And this article was done on what? September 6th, which was yesterday. All right? Ted, I mean, come on, bro. He wants to eliminate the minimum wage, okay? So the minimum wage is what, 15%? Right? I'm sorry, $15 an hour? Brother Ted, I'm not going to bite your head off, all right? I want you to just all you got to do is just make the point as to why Larry Elder makes sense. That's the reason why I did this stream. I want to know how all of what he's saying makes sense. Break that down for me. If they only ended slavery in D.C., what happened with the other states? Why were we still, why were we let go? Or why did we still suffer in all these other states? All I want to do is come up. I'm not going to attack you, bro. I'm tired out from that whole slander god shit I did the other day. Just come up and explain why Larry Elder makes sense for black people. That's all. There you go. Now you're just going to stay in the chat. Are black people better off in England? I've been to England 2 years ago. England and America are the same thing. The same thing. They're no different, man. I've been to England. Have you been there? When have you been to England? Have you ever left this country? Ted, have you ever left the country? I've left the country a few times. Have you ever left the country? Many think so. Ending slavery the way England did, paying people off, may have led to a better result. That's a valid conversation. Tell Larry that. Larry doesn't think so. Larry doesn't think so. What's more important, school choice or ending racism? You tell me. What's more important? What's real? This? I'm not gonna scream at him. He may win the argument. All I'm asking him to do is explain why Larry Elder is such a good choice for black people. I had this argument with another person before who, interestingly enough, was saying the same talking points. And I'm sure that you downplay racism yourself. All right? So I just want to know, what is it? And I'm sure there's something I'm missing, Reconstruction and all these other things. I'm sure that there's other things that I haven't really burst. But I'm just dealing with what Larry Elder's talking about. And you can come up and explain yourself. That's all. So, okay. Forget about it. I mean, if you don't want to, but the government has promised 40 acres and a mule. The previously enslaved, of course they never fulfilled it. You don't call. Okay, I know you don't call. I get it. Yeah. I mean, it's the same everywhere in the United States, in here. I've been to Canada, it's the same thing. And in Jamaica, sadly to say, it's just as bad and it's getting worse. Those are the places, and Trinidad. I've been to those 5 places on this planet. All right? I've been to those 5 places. But, yeah, go ahead. The brother Ted, the problem is that his argument has nothing to do with black people being better off. His argument is that we were property in a legal enterprise and therefore deserve reparations after the Emancipation Proclamation. All right? But, I mean, there's still segregation in schools. This is called the honor roll. Do with black people being better off. But that's my point. Now, aren't you? And this is directed to the ADOs. Aren't you concerned with black people getting better off? What is it that you want? You know what? I was in a chat, in Psychopathia's chat, right? This was on Sunday. They were doing pseudo Sundays. And I guess it was a response to the video I did on Who's Black. And Becca's-Eda, you may want to take a look at that video. They have everybody, black people made everybody black, from Babe Ruth to Jackie Onassis to, Babe Ruth, Jackie Onassis is black, Clark Gable is black. Let's see, Diana Ross is, that guy from Fall Out Boy, I forgot his name. I've never listened to the music, but him. Who else was black? J. Edgar Hoover they made black, and but I guess a guy came up because there was a few people on the panel. Taz was on the panel. Also, this other guy who's this Abo guy, he was on the panel as well. But the Abo guy he's just one of these guys who believes that we're Native Americans and that we are, that we're Native Americans, we're not from Africa, blah, blah, blah. But I was trying to speak to Taz about reparations. And, in the little conversation we had, I told him, I said, look, we need data to make a case for reparations. Because Johnny Cochran, at one point, he tried to take this to the Supreme Court. And my point is, how is he going to go to the Supreme Court, right, and make a case for reparations without data? All right, he's not just going to go up there and say, we want reparations. No, you have to make a case. You have to make a case. Yeah, it's psychopathias. They're good. They're pretty good. Let me give you the name of it. It's Psychopathias. Give me a second. Psychopathias. He's pretty good. He's hood, but he's good. He's hood, but he's good. The Psychopathias. Let me go ahead and just put, it's Pseudo Sundays. And basically, man, I was trying to ask him that question, and he's saying, he was basically saying that his thing, I think, was that we don't need data. But the guy on the line who was arguing that Abo shit is the exact reason why you need to come at it from a data standpoint. Because you're going to have people like Larry Elder who's going to fight against it. Like what's his name? Herschel Walker. The biggest people that are going to fight against reparations are the black American people. All right? That Abo, matter of fact, let me play a little bit of what this dude was saying. He goes on everybody's live, by the way, this Abo clown. Let me go ahead and play what he was playing real quick.
But fam, only in like the property seems to be back, bro.
This shit has got horrible. It's horrible.
At each other's neck, not talking about the
shit. Hold on.
And if you want to be an African, but not in your own land,
we don't want to be African. Let's stop.
Bear with me, y'all.
We want to be an African.
Gonna address Taz, and he was saying.
Okay, here it is. Hold on, folks. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Let me tell you what I addressed to him while we were talking between this damn Abo clown. But it's about the data. And he's for reparations. He's for reparations. He's one of these people who's black American. Hold on.
actually lying about his lineage.
Oh, yo, man. Yo, my man. Look at Tilda while you muted.
Okay, here I go. Hold on a second, fam. This guy talks so fucking much.
Oh, no, nigga, I ain't.
Motherfucking pathetic, man. African, you pathetic hoe. You can't even go to Africa.
Shut up. This guy, the guy talking right now, this is this Abo guy who just goes on panels to start shit. But go on.
Nigga, you a Gerard Africans. You a West
Excuse the language.
Motherfucker, the fuck you talking about, bitch? You
Hey, bro,
Sorry about that.
What's wrong with you, bro?
Hold on.
Do you have anything? Hey, my nigga, do you have anything on your doctrine?
You have anything you want to share on your doctorate, fam?
Where your PhD? Where your PhD?
It's right here, bro. It's right here beside me. You asked for a slave ship, I gave you one.
Googlepedia.
You asked for a
Sorry about
slave
that,
ship, I
guys. Hold
gave
on a
you
sec.
one.
This
Are
guy
you ready
talks
to
too
move
fucking
forward
much.
now? It's our movement, bro.
Come
Ask that
on.
nigga
Shit, I
Ty.
don't need no help, bro. That nigga weak, bro.
Mute yourself and have some respect.
Okay.
I'm gonna address Taz, and he was saying, why do we need data with reparations? Okay?
Right.
If someone like a Johnny Cochran was gonna go up to they were talking about the Supreme Court to fight for reparations, he's not gonna go there and chant cut the check or anything like that. He's gonna come there with the case.
Why do y'all use such poor examples, bro? Like, I can't even listen to your slow ass, bro. Like, here's why, bro. Hey, bro, can I talk to him? I'm talking to him,
Shut the
not
fuck up
you.
and let him talk. Let him talk, because
Hey,
I want to hear
man,
what he
hey,
got to
bro.
say.
I can't.
Shut up, Taz.
I can't do this dumb shit, bro. Like, you niggas dumb.
Shut your bitch ass up.
You're dumb niggas,
I'm
bro.
using the same
You
example.
hoe.
I'm
Now
using
talk,
the same
NappyYankee.
example that
Nigga, you a hoe.
You're using a poor example, fam.
Hold on.
And let me tell you why it's a poor example.
Let me finish.
I mean, there's not even a point in finishing, my nigga. I really do this, bro. The problem with your example you used with Johnny Cochran. When you look at Johnny Cochran in his history, he was fighting for reparations in Tulsa. They failed to get those reparations, bro. So you just introduced somebody to the conversation that was in a reparations conversation that failed to get them.
Getting back to Africa.
Listen to this
Now
shit
shut
here,
the
man. I'm
fuck
trying
up.
to talk to my lands in them, bro. Like, I don't want to talk to you.
Basically because he failed at getting Tulsa reparations at the time. And again, we weren't able to go back and forth. All right? This was this dude. His name is Tyron. He's this abo dude who gets on channels and basically does what Dane Calloway does. He brings up some stupid shit and he asks a question. You ask him a question, he answers back with the question. And he got clowned yesterday again on Pan-Africanism Strikes Back channel. He's just a guy who pushes this abo nonsense. But the point is, if you're going to get reparations, how do you get reparations without any data? How do you wage a case without data? And when you're going to fight these reparations, okay, you want them, but you got black people like Larry Elder that are going to block you. Or the guy who you just heard yelling, he is going to block you. I know he did a hit piece on Garvey. I know that. That I know. He's done a couple of hit pieces on Garvey. You know? That I know that. You're right. All right? And a lot of these hit pieces on Garvey is because of a lot of the fuckery that's going on in the conscious community right now. Yes, I'm very familiar with that. I didn't hear the whole thing, but the people have been slandering Garvey like crazy. Garvey had one of the biggest movements back in the 1920s. All right? You can't listen. I shown you. Listen. I shown you guys in my last video this right here. For those who weren't there. Let me just get that again. All right? Let me get it again. I went down to Jamaica a couple of this is some like in 2019, I believe. 2019. Bear with me. I went to Liberty Hall. Yeah, here it is. Liberty Hall. You see this? This is where I went right here. This was in Jamaica. Becca Zeta, you've ever been to Liberty Hall, Quan 97, you've ever been there? I know. He's a clown. This is Liberty Hall in Jamaica. This is Marcus Garvey's, I can't even call it a museum, guys. I can't even call this shit a museum. You know, it was an experience, but you think that all of these conscious clowns would spend some money, like $300 to go down there and put some money together to get, you know, to basically fix up the museum. Let me show you the library of the Marcus Garvey Liberty Hall. Where is it at? Give me a second here, folks. But yeah, how do you fight for reparations without data? I would really like to know this. How do you do? He said it's a poor example. Johnny Cochran failed. Okay, he failed once. You fail once, you try again. All right? I'll throw my chips in the corner for Johnny Cochran any day. And the fact is, a lot of these people, they're not even following the lead of Cochran. Hold on, let me see. I want to get the long video of the library, so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with this library. This is his library right here, folks. This is his library. All right? Small as hell. Small as hell his library is. Give me a second. Here it is. This is... Give me a second, folks. This is the library. This is Liberty Hall. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is Liberty Hall. All right. There's some other, I took some pictures of it as well. Okay. It's a small library, is it not? Small as hell. Small as hell. And you think these conscious clowns would go down there and donate to this and fix with all the money that they're getting? That's the library. That's the library of Liberty Hall. That's it. That's it. And I've never been to Bob Marley's home either, but I guarantee it's huge. I know that. I got no smoke with them, but basically, you know, and we never really, basically what it would have been, it would just have been, I'm not with the whole yelling back and forth. I think that there are tons of people who'd want to debate him on Marcus Garvey, and it would have to be a moderated debate. If any of you want to debate him, go on Psychopathia's channel. He's got a debate channel that he's trying to put up. And that debate channel, there'll be moderators. And he said he wants people to argue about him about Marcus Garvey. All right? But he's putting Marcus Garvey in the same spot as Umar Johnson, and that's not cool. Being done on purpose. I understand that. I get it. Maybe, no. Yeah, maybe he did. But again, how, okay, tell me how you're going to get reparations. Somebody, okay, tell me exactly what is the route to getting if you're not going to go through the government, because I've always said reparations, you can know there's only two ways to reparations: separation and bloodshed. All right? You mean to tell me, let's say if you ever get this before Congress, right? Let's just assume you get it before Congress and it really gets some traction and people start saying in the news, okay, within what looks like within a week or two or whenever, they're going to pass a reparations bill. Those white people that you're with at work, you think they're going to be around you? You think when you get your reparations check, when you go back into your workplace, how do you think the climate would be with you and all your white coworkers? There's no way you can get reparations without thinking about separating. Sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry. Yeah, he does curse a lot, but that's why I only played a little bit of it. Yes. And nobody's followed this guy's lead. Okay, Marcus Garvey, he'd gotten a fisticuffs with his employees, you know, think he shot his wife, he was eccentric. I get it, he did a lot of things. By the way, he didn't meet up with the KKK to align with them. Let's get that out. That's another thing that keeps coming up, that he met up with the KKK to align with them. This is where the goofiness comes out. That wasn't the case. Yeah, Marcus Garvey did some over-the-top shit. But, again, hell of an organizer. And do you think that they're going to build something like that, a monument like that, to any of these clowns up here, to Tariq, to Polite, Umar, any of these cats? It's a pipe dream. I get it. I know. Again, separation and bloodshed. And the point when I was giving to Taz is, okay, he said that Cochran failed. Okay, that's fine. We don't need data. Okay. Unless you're doing the black version of a January 6th, what other way do you think you can get reparations? What other way to get reparations? Tell me. If you're not going to do it, you got to go through government. Okay. You're not going to bring a case towards government. That's fine. What, are you going to vote? Are you not going to vote? You tried that already. Do you understand it doesn't matter whether or not you vote? They want to see how interested you... That I agree. That is a quote that I agree with Umar Johnson on. One of the few quotes that they want to see if you're... They want to see how interested you are in voting just to gauge your interest in the country. That I agree with. But again, if you don't want to go through Congress and you don't want to bring data and you don't want and you aren't going to storm the Capitol, how do you plan to get reparations? Someone please break it down for me. It is. But guys like Tariq said, we don't need data. That's what, yeah, he did. He was crazy. Yes. I know. And guess who discredited him and called him a filthy Caribbean? I'll let you answer that. I'll let y'all answer that. There are. But again, explain anyone on here who's for reparations. How do you plan to get reparations? Your vet is not getting, and Tone ain't getting reparations by doing YouTube videos. Tariq has shown you he's not interested in reparations. So, I don't know. Some of y'all are just confused. And, by the way, I did want to, just two more things before I roll. How many of y'all are familiar with Dr. Mumby? Anybody familiar with her? No, that's exactly what they want to do. They hate black people. But again, I leave the door open and I just tell me what you plan to do. What is it? What is your goal here? What's your goal? What's your goal? You are familiar with Dr. Mumby? Okay. Dr. Mumby, Dr. Mumby decided to hop on the Abo wagon. Dr. Mumby decided to step on the Abo wagon. Dr. Mumby is, I guess, this African chick who's said that we need to go back to... She's from England. From what I understand, she's this English black woman who had a zaddy that gave her a trust fund, and now she's I don't know. I thought she was a real doctor. I guess not. But she did a video that everybody's up in arms in, and the video is basically says that every black person is from everywhere. Hold on, and this is strictly for I strictly want to just critique this. Yeah, many African Americans did not come from Africa. Not all African Americans didn't come from Africa. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Yeah, he probably is. Yeah, the pink suit. Oh yeah. But he said, Taz, what did Taz say? We do not need leaders. He can't be taken serious. Well, like I said, he's asking for the smoke. He's asking for the smoke. They use it against you. Let's listen to Dr. Mumby, because she's been catching a lot of heat for what she was saying. But let's listen to Dr. Mumby and what she has to say. Give me a second here. Thanks everybody for coming in the building, by the way. Like, share, subscribe. I will, eventually be in the process of rebranding this site a little bit. So give me a second. This is Dr. Mumby. Hidden Truths. Already the word hidden, that already she's that's trouble right there. But give me a second. Hidden Truths. Not all Africans are from Africa. So let me turn it up.
That's something that I wanted to continue, and I met more and more people who had a similar.
To all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion.
Let me move this up.
To living life truly in your own narrative, on your own terms, and in your own story, because soon, living on your own terms is going to become a luxury that only few can afford, or few are actually living. I really want to send a special shout out to my Patreon family. Thank you so much for supporting us on that platform and enabling us to continue to bring the relevant.
Can you guys hear it okay? If not, I'll just go ahead and do it through Bluetooth. But can you guys hear it okay? Anyone know why Yvette did? Yeah, I don't know why she disappeared, but the reason she disappeared was complete bullshit. Supposedly the conference is coming up pretty soon, the ADOS conference. Like, that's going to bring you closer to reparations. So, but another person who wants to make excuses, well, from what I understand, bro, she had a zaddy. So you know her. I've seen her. I've seen her from spot to spot. I was like, oh, okay, she's this Pan-Africanist. Turns out she's probably as loopy as the rest of them. Another person who wants to make excuses to mate with white people. These individuals actually push the false idea that race. She does? Oh, shit. Anyway, here's her on her abo bent that we're all from everywhere. And let's go with her. Let's go. Wait, oh, crap. Hold on, folks. Oh, man. I just froze, so bear with me. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Probably some and I hope there's no echo here. Hold on a second, y'all. Hopefully there's not an echo. Okay, there's not an echo. Okay, cool. So let's go back to Dr. Mumby. Actually, let me go ahead and play her from the Bluetooth so you can hear her better, all right? But yeah, I was kind of surprised I heard this from her. I'll be honest with you. I was very, very surprised. Very surprised. But she's clearly via England. And
I was very, very surprised.
She decided to hop on the Abo trip, so let's go.
Against black consciousness YouTubers, if I can say that. So make sure that you like their videos and share them so that we continue to battle those algorithms that may not be working in our favor. I really wanted to bring this topic to your attention because, we've started a relocation service, free plug, definitely check out the links below, where if you're seriously relocating to Africa and you need contacts, you need links, and you need that on the ground information, definitely consider joining. But one of the things I've received a lot of emails from, our African American brothers and sisters, some saying, they're staying. They're not going anywhere. That is their land. And I think it's very important for us to open up the discussion that, not all African Americans came from Africa. That is one of the greatest fallacies that has happened. We were a global melanated planet, which means we were absolutely everywhere, on every land, in every country, in every continent, the countries they created. And, there's been so much that's been done because it's a mental reality, it's a mental world. There's so much that's been done to corrupt and rewrite the story, especially when you see the pictures of who they say the native Indians were. But, the Americas were actually it was like Africa. It was a melanated continent.
I heard that's the case. That she is I always saw her, I was like, she's a beautiful woman. She looks good and everything. I didn't know she was an ex-swirler. But then again, like I said, I've been to London, and England is swirl central. I'm going to tell you that. The UK is swirl central. Oh, she is? Man. All of this I'm learning this week about this woman. But yeah, if she is a swirler, I'm not surprised because the UK is swirl central. So I'm not shocked.
Beloveds. And the ones that were taken out looked like you and me. And there are some that were also brought from Africa. And they came and they looked for very specific people from the African continent. But the Americas, there's many of you beloveds who you are the native Indians. You are the Native Americans, and that is part of the inheritance that you have been, disenfranchised from. And I know I got a lot of people emotional when I said you shouldn't be waiting for reparations, because you shouldn't. You are custodians of the land. 40 acres and a mule just ain't gonna cut it.
Now that I agree with. I've said before, reparations, you should get at least 500 quadrillion. That's the floor. That I agree with.
But it's time that we start to recognize. Because you see, what they've tried to do is separate the melanated people so that we think that we existed in silos. Or so that we think we're all different.
Wait. Isn't that what these abos try to do on the regular, separate everybody? I'm kind of confused now, because that's what don't the abos try to separate everybody and tell us go back to Africa and everything? And the abos are probably giving her text right now like, yeah, this is what I'm saying, but wait a minute, they're the separatists though. So I find that to be strange that she said that.
But we are the original ones. All over the planet, we took on our different characteristics and personalities. The Aborigine in Australia are the original ones. They're related to I, beloveds.
I. So
the black.
I see why she's so because I is a Caribbean term. I see why she got so popular. I see why this woman got so popular. I mean, obviously, she's African. She's a pretty African woman. Has the English accent. A lot of British people are, they have Caribbean roots, but she swirls. That's and I didn't know. This is the second person to know. So obviously, she swirled up. So let me just go through. Let's see. I always thought Native America was BS. Well, most natives I thought were like, she's saying nothing different than Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, who people have bashed him as well. He has documented proof that blacks were here before colonization, but everyone knows that our ancestors are from Africa. Okay. Native black people with BS. She's educated in the States, not Europe. Okay. Let's see. They have no proof that they were the Native Americans. I'll show you a picture of one of the more famous Native Americans. And I'll just a question for the chat as well. I'm Latin. I come from 2 black parents. Okay. Are you from Guyana? Van Sertima was debunked. Yeah, she's playing both. Yeah. I guess obviously because a lot of people are going in on her. But she's definitely gained a few friends from this video.
People, I don't even want to call them Africans, because then, they tried to hold us into one nation, but we were a global community, beloveds. And that's why we as a melanated people need to start looking at this as it really is. It was an invasion, beloveds. And many of us aren't even ready to handle who the invasion was by, and the fact that the occupation continues, but now is the end of it.
Oh, wait, this is where it kind of gets weird. Hold on.
Which is why certain gods and goddesses are going to start appearing on the scene, or are already on the scene, but they're going to start making themselves known. Because the battle has been waging in earnest, beloveds. They came in peace, but they, turned into a warring, corrupt, devilish, evil people. But many African Americans, you are the Native Americans. You're not even African Americans, you're Native Americans.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
You're the ones that they brought blankets with, was it smallpox or whatever diseases, and wiped out entire communities. Because they said they came in peace, but they actually came in war.
You know what?
And they are still warring us, right?
You know what it is that makes me... She keeps saying they. They. Why doesn't she just outright say Europeans? She just keeps saying, well, they. But let's continue.
Till this day. So there are those, beloveds, of you who really don't feel any connection to Mama Africa. And this is just, a confirmation, a reassurance that America belongs to you. But the reason that America is going to face the greatest, destruction is because of all the wickedness that has been done on that land. To dominate it, because from that land they were able to dominate the world. And there are so many stories and narratives out there, beloveds.
Okay.
So many. And many have not been written by us. And the only story right now that I trust is the one that I go into meditation, and my spirit, my higher self, my spirit guides, my ancestors, and the spirits of the land revealed to me.
Okay.
Because...
You know who I've always thought was Indian? And let me just go into the chat for a second. There's an echo. My bad. You still have an echo? She's very dangerous. Yes, she is. Van Sertima just I'm educated and I say so. And unfortunately, he's a fraud. Wow. I've heard people call him a quack, not an outright fraud. Damn. Never heard people say that he's a fraud. Never heard that. What's up, Rachel? How you doing? Or Rochelle? What's going on? I laid off your... Actually, I'm going to be going in on your boy a little bit in a second, but Virgin Islands, Puerto Rican, American Tempo. Let's go down. They came before the Columbus debunked. Yeah. Yep. A lot of people aren't with Van Sertima at all. Yeah, I hate when people call beloved. Yeah, well, I know it does. I know a lot of people use that. Beloved, when, we don't even know each other. You know who I thought, on some serious stuff? Here's what I got to ask the abos, okay? Because this right, I just want to know. How is it that someone black like me, or even like Dr. Mumby, okay? How do in fact, someone like Michael, I'm going to get into Michael K in a second. How does a guy that looks like this, here is a pure African, all right? Michael K. Williams, the rest in power to him, by the way. but I'm going to deal with him in a second. But how does a guy like him, right? How does he come from an Indian who, for the most part, are represented as this? Anyone knows who this is? Who's this? Anyone remember? I'll tell you in a second if you don't know. This is Sally Richardson. All right? Obviously coming up, you know. And listen, you can be, whether you light skin or whatever, beauty is beauty. She's always been beautiful to me, but she ain't black. All right? She's Indian. Sally Richardson is a native Indian. Most native Indians, most of them look like this. How does this, right? How do people that look like this produce Mumby or even produce this? Break it down for me. This is what I don't understand. That's all I want to ask the Abos. How is that? And from what she was saying, the Abos are always talking down to everybody. We were here first, we this. Why are you on the bottom right now? Most of these Indians have stringy hair and very Euro features, but they're attacking us. You understand? Most of these guys, they have very, and look, obviously, you know, she's somewhere in her lineage, a white man, you know, to pay a visit. Somewhere. All right? But how is it that she can produce? No, they said, I mean, listen, that's what she's always said. She's Indian, that she's native Indian. That's what she's always said. You know who else is native Indian? You ready? Val Kilmer. Now, I spoke about him in my other video, but yeah, he's obviously white. But yeah, she's considered black. And she will tell you she has native Indian descent. You know who else is native Indian? The rapper K Solo. The rapper K Solo. All right? The rapper K Solo. He's considered native. Well, he's not considered. He is. All right? And he's got, listen, he's got all the features as far as, you know, the nose and the lips and so on. But guess what? As I said in the other video, Babe Ruth, he has the nose and he has all that other stuff. But yeah, K Solo is part Indian. K Solo is part Indian. So what Dr. Mumby's saying, I'm just like, okay. Where is it at? I'm sorry. Where are we? I'm just going to put that up. Obviously, a lot of y'all, you know, are doing a lot of... Hold on, what did I just do here? Okay. Can't be down. Okay, I can't download that, so fuck it. But yeah, man, what she was saying was just wild, though. So she's now an ABBA, and a lot of people have been giving her, kind of giving her hell for it. Yeah, look at K Solo. Look at his nose. And he's native Indian. Yeah. Yes, he is. Yes. Again, he's a full white man, but he is native Indian, believe it or not. Or he has some native. So does this guy, K Solo. Okay? And clearly K Solo, he's a man who's, you know, he had, I think he's Cherokee or something. Scientific illiteracy. African people share a genome. Clearly, mixed African Americans and Caribbean will look native based on 5 centuries of mixing phenotype. Don't mean that you are a native. Ask anyone black women give birth to blonde hair, blue eyes, depending on. Okay, what your last sentence said everything. Depending on who you mate with. I'm a tripod. Never been or seen before DNA. Some like Drake. Wait. I'm a tripod, never been seen before. DNA, some look like Drake. No, I think Becca Zeta will run. Self-hate, you're not ready to fight. Yeah. K-Solo is fought. This again. You're right. He's multiracial. I understand, but again, and it's funny too, and. Obviously, the Israelites push this agenda all the time. They'll say, well, if a person looks like you, it's obvious that they're part of you. So in other words, when you look at a K Solo, you see the full features. I mean, he looks like a light-skinned KRS. So people would say, yeah, he's basically black. But this is how, if you go listen to that, ACBN. Go listen to Psychopath. The link I put in the chat right before you get to Taz. But a guy was calling people black because of how they looked, and we were sitting there arguing that Kamala, Scamala, and Obama are not black, and he kept arguing, nah, look at him, crazy man. You'd be surprised. You got a very uphill battle, bro. It's a very uphill battle trying to change people. You don't know how badly it's embedded.
Because we cannot rely on what we are being told by Babylon. And so if the land belongs to you, beloveds, if you are originally from that place, that gives you so much authority to do certain things and to turn certain things, around.
Then why don't they? Why is it that these abos, how come they're always blaming white supremacy? How come they don't run anything? That's the only question I'm asking. If what she's saying is so true.
Because if the land recognizes you as the native ones, then it will protect you during the destruction that is literally upon us. But these are let me take a short break, and then when I come back, I'll give you some of the tips you can do in order. And Saraki, how you doing? How's everything going? It's really, really important for us to realize that this was not, melanated people, I'm even getting confused how to say it. Melanated people were not only on the continent of Africa, and Africa wasn't even called Africa. There's a lot of different arguments about whether it was named after a general called Africanus or what, there's many different theories. But Africa, it was actually Ethiopia, it was Kemet, the land of the black people, but it was the continent, not just the continent, sorry, the world. This was a plane of melanated people on this solar planet, beloveds. We were everywhere. But part of the imprisoning of our consciousness has come from making us feel like we were only in some parts, and Europe belonged to the Mzungus, and Asia belonged to the Asians, and Africa belonged to the Africans, and Australia, the Aborigines, but then the Mzungus have claimed it. So
Isn't this, by the way, old Nation of Islam rhetoric? Isn't this old Nation of Islam like Asiatic rhetoric? Isn't that what this is? Asiatic rhetoric, when like the country was... that the earth was all Asia and then it broke. Yeah, this is basically what this was when I first heard it.
A lot of confusion, but what it has been is a global invasion, beloveds. We were everywhere, and so there are those African American brothers and sisters. I'm sorry I keep calling African American, Native American, who just know, they feel such a connection to that land. And if you feel this, beloveds, because and there's a lot of research that you can do. If you want me to get deeper into this, leave it in the comments below. That's not really what I was covering, to come and give you a history lesson.
I know. That's their main talking point. We're the ships. We're the slave ships. That's their main talking point. And by the way, Aki Betha, K Solo is not trash. K Solo is a solid rapper. He's solid. I like him. I still listen to his shit.
I just wanted this to be a confirmation to many who have known this for a long time. And it's something that I've known for a long time as well, beloveds. But what happened is that, yes, there were Africans brought from West Africa and taken to the Caribbean, taken to Latin America, and taken to the divided states.
Okay.
Absolutely. But there were fellow black melanated people already there. But they created this narrative like everyone was a slave, and that's how they were able to...
Wait. That look like this? Again, these are the only Indians that I see are the ones with very stringy hair, small mouths, and this is the blackest Indian that I've seen, to be honest with you. This is one of the blackest. So again, the people that you came over to see, did they look like this? All right? Even in Africa, as much as Africa and the Caribbean have been colonized, you still got some black people there. Where when you talk about Indians, the only Indians you see are the ones that look like this. This is where I am confused. This is where I am very confused. This, like she knows there for a fact. Yeah, this is...
disenfranchised the few that weren't taken out in the invasion and kind of box them up in, with the slaves.
Yes, Truth Bearer, that's what they're saying. That is exactly what they're saying.
But now, beloveds, all of that, is just his story. It's over. We're here now. Here to change what comes next. There are certain things that are out of our control because they must happen. You see, the Babylon system must fall, but so many to it. But what you can start doing is claiming your inheritance. Don't wait for, as I said in a previous video, don't wait for anyone to be giving you reparations. But get yourself a piece of land, an acre, even an acre. Here we have eighths even. Move out of the cities, beloveds. But get yourself a piece of land. And once you own a piece of land in a certain nation, then you have like a voice. You can actually speak to the land and affect the destiny of the land and the nation. It makes you a custodian, and this is something we've never been told. And this is why Babylon has gone and tried to buy land all over the world.
So she's basically saying to come to Africa to buy land, is what she's saying. Again, I guess. So she's a swirler, because I've seen her. She's gained some traction. You know who I heard of her through? Phil Advice Show is where I first heard about this woman, and then I think I saw her on search. I know I've seen her in those spaces, but I think I first heard about her through Phil Advice Show, and I thought she was kind of like, okay, but then listening to this and this spiritual shit, I don't think I listened. Well, no, I've heard about her. I've heard about this woman through those spaces. Phil Advice Show and Dinus. I think also he might have had her on the show, but she was in these Pan-African circles. Dr. Mumbi. All right, she may even have been on Sarnetta. She might have even been on the Sarnetta. I know he's a swirler. I know he is. I didn't know she was a swirler. I thought she was single and she was looking for a dude. I didn't know that she was a swirler. Okay? That I didn't know. So, she's a swirler. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, Becca basically, she has the same idea as those militants out in Guinea then. That's basically what it is. So basically, she has the same idea where she wants to move to Africa and bring her white husband over. So what's the point? What's the point? So I didn't know she was like this. Again, when I saw her, I'm like, okay, she's a pretty woman, and you know, she's okay, she's Pan-Africanist, and she's talking about going back to the continent. But the Pan-Africanists are killing her right now, and I'm sure, maybe, but and the abos, I'm sure, are flooding her DMs at this point, saying, yeah, you know, just that's what we've been saying all along. Wow, I didn't know that she was on this. I didn't know she was on this though. So this is that Asiatic, basically a lot of Asiatic rhetoric that she's spouting. I did not know. I did not know that was the case, bro. But yeah. But all the abos and the North Indians, please explain how this produces this, or especially this. Just break that down for me, because I don't know. Okay, I have no idea how that works, but this is what these guys are trying to tell me, and they can't get around it. But yeah, she probably was. But speaking of Michael K. White, okay, and I didn't know other things about dude. I know that dude was listen, he passed yesterday. As I said yesterday when I did my little eulogy, that the way he died, obviously drugs had to be involved. I didn't know that he was molested as a child as well, which now explains why he got on hard drugs. Okay, so now what's going on, Certified Truth? Canada's in the house. Toronto's in the house. So we got brothers from all over. So Certified Truth from Toronto. But I didn't know that that his past was that dark. Okay, so turns out he was molested. I didn't know he was in the Tupac movie Bullet with Mickey Rourke. No, I don't think that he wasn't gay. He's just a guy that got molested. And he did have a kid. He was married. But he came up hard. A lot of kids from the hood, a lot of males in the hood got molested. A lot of them. A lot. You'd be surprised. And this is why a lot of them are the way they are. This is why, his characters came off so hard. He's known as Omar, but he's also known as Chalky White. I didn't mention his character in Boardwalk Empire. All right? Which is it's also another groundbreaking character for black men and the image of black men, to show that black men were running shit back in the early 1900s. That was a very good character. So he's not gay, and he said yesterday he felt very uncomfortable playing that Omar character. So, yeah, he's but yeah, no, he did. He kissed male. He did in The Wire. That's what he did, because he played a gay guy in The Wire. In The Wire, he played Omar. Omar was this gay stick-up kid. But I didn't. But here's why I brought this dude up. Here's why I brought him up. No, he's not openly gay. But a guy who's acting. He was acting. I don't agree with it. He doesn't agree with it as well. But he just decided. But it's, again, why he decided. I guess he just felt comfortable. He didn't feel comfortable. But it was an acting job for him. But here's the thing, though. Here's why I brought dude up. Obviously, he passed yesterday. And after he passed, everybody was giving tributes. 50 Cent decided to, do something stupid or promote his show and his liquor off this guy's death. And but here's the thing with dude. For some reason, Tariq gave commentary on Michael K. Williams. And for some reason, I guess it went viral. All right? And Michael died from a drug overdose. Like I said, it's something that he's been going through for most of his life. He spoke about it. He spoke about, you know, his struggles with it. Obviously, it's something that he hasn't grown out of. So he kind of took it with him, and you add on the pressures of Hollywood and all this other stuff that you got to go through. So obviously, this bender that he went on was, you know, just was just added on to the tragedy. But here's the thing, though. So Tariq made a statement about his death, right? And for some reason it went viral, and here's why this shit went viral, right? Here's why it went viral. It went viral because Tariq suggested that the drugs that we're using right now, that they're putting out there, that the white man or the government or he says they are putting something extra in these drugs. Because from what I understand, it was fentanyl, or heroin is fentanyl, right? I don't know if they're all the same. I don't do hard drugs. So I'm guessing fentanyl and heroin, they're both the same, right? So he's saying that they put something extra in those drugs and that you shouldn't take them because of that reason. Okay? And what here's what, first of all, the question that I have is this. What drug is healthy for you? What hard drug is healthy for you? That's number one. All right? So let me ask you this. Let's say that they did an investigation on this dude, and right now, from what I understand, they're going after the guy who sold him the drugs. Good. Okay, I think because obviously, if they find that guy, they should arrest him, just like they were going to do with DMX. But no, I mean, wait. No, I mean, where'd you read that at? Hold on a second. Where'd you read that at? He lived in a high-rise, and the only people who showed up to his home were... I don't know where'd you read that at? He lived in Williamsburg, and he didn't... Williamsburg is a very upscale part of Brooklyn. Actually, that's part of Dumbo, if I'm correct. But yeah, he lived in an upscale part of Brooklyn. I did not read that. I just, the only thing I know about him is that he died, and I heard the story that he did get molested as a kid. But... just back to what Tariq was saying. First of all, what hard drugs are good for you? You know what I'm saying? What hard drugs are good for you? That's number one. And number two, this goes back to all the conspiracy shit. That somehow his death is some big conspiracy. His death is some big conspiracy. That somehow, because you know that Tariq pushes the anti-vaxxing bullshit. Tariq pushes the anti-vaxxing bullshit. So now you got everybody, and it just shows you how stupid a lot of black people are. Come on, man. All these black, Tariq. And Tariq knows what he's doing. Tariq is not a dummy. I've accused Tariq of a lot of things. Stupid is not one of them. So he throws this out there, and you got all these people saying, yo, did you hear what Tariq said? Yo, this was some deep shit. Oh, snap. Yeah, we got to watch for drugs. How about do no drugs? What drugs are good that anyone has? Let me just give you a quick example. Do you remember that song? This is back in the 80s. It's the song, I Got My Mind Set on You. I Got My Mind Set on You by the former Beatles, George Harrison. Y'all remember that song? Put some ones in there if you remember that song. Got My Mind Set on You. Got My Mind Set on You. It's, no, it's not Dumzo. It's, okay. No, it's hipster. I know it is. Williamsburg is kind of hipster. But it's expensive. That's what it is. He lived in a high-rise in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It's expensive. It's expensive. So, and listen, I don't know if it turned out that Michael K. Williams was, did play both sides of the fence. Again, it wouldn't surprise me just based on the fact that he got molested as a kid. Wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me. I'm not, unless I get full proof, but honestly, it would not shock me. Yes. It stretches in heroin is coke. Yeah. But basically hard drugs. Let's just leave it at that. Hard drugs. But the song got my mind set on you, right? Look, the song was a number one song, but it was actually a remake of a song by the name of James Ray, this brother, right? A black guy. Well, long story short, it's a guy who sang the song. It was a song that hit the top 10 back in the early 60s. And dude, it was one of his hits, and the dude died at the age of 22. So he made the song in the early 60s, gets like 61, and at 22 years old, he died. How did he die? He died from let's see, 59, seasonal edited version, recalled. Let's see, number one hit, Got My Mind Set on You, Little Jimmy Ray. Yes, here it is. He basically made the song back in 59. It was unsuccessful. By 1961, he was destitute, living on a rooftop, through still performing in small clubs. And he eventually died of a drug overdose. This was at age 22. And I hate these stories too. These black guys who have these songs, that have careers and make hit songs, and they die destitute, and then, somebody else later on down the line just gains all the riches. I mean, George Harrison basically reignited his career with that song. But this was in the early 60s. This guy died of a drug overdose. How about Frankie, Why Do Fools Fall in Love? All right? That guy who sang Why Do Fools Fall in Love? And he died in the early 60s, right? So, yeah, Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers. And this dude died when? He died back in 68. The point is, y'all are acting like, drugs, like there were a time when there were good drugs and drugs didn't kill you. This is what I don't understand. You're acting like Tariq is saying, oh, they're putting some new stuff in these drugs, like hard drugs were ever good. Like we never died from drugs in our... Jimi Hendrix, another one. All these guys died of hard drugs. And it's not like Michael K. White died. It's not like he died by taking it once. He clearly been taking this for a long time. He died at 54. But here Tariq Nasheed is throwing that out there, throwing out the conspiracy shit. He's going to talk about it on the show later, and using this guy's death to make some extra cash. No, wait. Well, that's when you were in New York City. Right now, it's a very exclusive area. Look, bro, remember how Bushwick was? Bushwick is exclusive now. Bushwick used to be a shit. I lived in Bushwick, right between Knickerbocker and Halsey. Bushwick is now up and preppy, and nothing but white folks around there. So yeah, Williamsburg might have been that way back then, but now it's like the Village. Very expensive to live there, as in Bushwick. Drugs are bad. Gee, thanks. No, do you understand what I'm saying? Drove me crazy, and everybody is pushing like, yo, Tariq said some real shit. Yo, they're putting extra stuff. They're putting stuff in the drugs. I'm like, come, bro. Drugs have always been bad. Man. Again, this dude is a scumbag, bro. He's a scumbag. And people are going to say, oh, why you hating? Why you this or that? Bullshit. bullshit. But again, people think that what he's saying is so deep. Ain't nothing he's saying is deep. Yes. Thank you. All of them. All of them. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know if Michael K. Williams, if he had that issue. I don't know if he was. Yes. Harlem is like North Manhattan now. I don't know if this guy had those issues. I don't know if he was gay, but you know, listen, if it comes out, given everything that I've heard about him just now, it wouldn't shock me. But with a lot of molestation, and it's funny because, you know, obviously, you know, we're talking about polite, and you notice the conscious community, everybody is throwing shots back. These guys are exposing themselves left and right, and I love it. I'm watching the battle between Ali Muhammad and what's his name, Moorish Bey, Tariqa Bey. That is just, it is comedy, and they're going at each other back and forth. You can't turn away from this. This is something you can't pull back from this now. You're sitting down trying to ruin lives. All right? You can get people arrested with some of the allegations you're throwing out there. Literally arrested. Now I've seen another video. You got, what's his name? Inky. Inky's pulling out a video where Sonetta is pleasuring himself in the video, and I'm sitting here like, bro, somebody else was reviewing that video, by the way, by the name of Miss 504 Mouth of the South. And I'm like, bro, wait a minute. You actually holding on to this for it? It's like they're holding on to all this shit, trying to stab each other in the back. What's happening in there is total and complete comedy. If you think that Polite is the only one that's gonna leave in handcuffs when this is over, you're wrong. You are wrong. You think that Polite's the only one that's gonna leave in handcuffs, and when this thing is over, you're wrong. I think a lot of people are gonna be leaving in handcuffs. Never worked with him personally. Bedford Avenue is now all boutiques. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, his body of work, listen, bro, look, again, he might be. There's a lot of guys that swing both ways that are probably some of your favorite artists. You know, I don't, look, I've said it on my platform, right? And I've said this a few times. If I had a team, a basketball team, okay, and I was choosing a 2-guard, not named Jordan, okay, because obviously he'd be the first one, I would choose Dwayne Wade over Kobe in a heartbeat for a number of reasons. All right? You may say Kobe's better, but I'm just talking about a teammate. When you saw what Dwayne Wade did in 2006 with the Heat, I couldn't see Kobe doing that, managing the team that way. You need somebody else to offset his personality. That's how much I love Dwayne. I would pick Dwayne Wade over him. I wouldn't say I wouldn't put Kobe on the team, but I would pick him first. I'd pick D Wade over him, over AI, over Drexler when he's healthy. I'd pick D Wade over all of those dudes. Now, what D Wade is doing in his personal life, all right? I mean, and this is why I make the separation between their greatness on the field and the shit that they do in their personal life. All right, I love Michael Jackson. I'm gonna always love Michael Jackson, but bro, some of the shit that he's doing or that he did. Well, wait. No, his work. I'm not separating his work, what he does on the court. His personal life, because there's a lot of people that we like that their personal lives are trash. All right? Listen, again, stick with what he does on the field. Stick with what he does on the field. What he does on the field I know D Wade is what I've seen him doing over the couple of years, and can't fuck with it. But as a basketball player, that's with everybody. That's with everyone. Look at Trump. Look at how they feel about Trump. In fact, look at how they feel about all their heroes. Look at how white people feel about all their heroes. Look at their heroes throughout history and how many excuses they make for them. So I make a separation between their talent and, who they are as people. Michael, I'll listen to his music. If I had, one of the great kid movies of all time, Moonwalker, but his personal life and the pedo shit that he was doing, right? Can't fuck with it. But yeah, Tariq Nasheed is a fuck, and he knew what he was doing. He did the same thing with Nipsey Hussle. Same thing. And I promise you, Reza Islam will have a statement about Michael K. If he didn't already, he probably made a statement about Michael K. Williams, and he's gonna bring up drugs, and he's gonna bring up the vaccine and all his other bullshit. All his bullshit. D Wade and Russell Wilson. I don't know about Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson may be a little different. That was not for you. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. They understand it corrupts the culture. Keep in mind the Chinese. Who's that new group that's out? Who's that new group? That new Chinese group. Okay, again, have you seen the Chinese, the BTS? Bro, the group BTS, you're familiar with them? BTS, they're South Korean, all right? But, okay. But I'm almost sure that the Chinese probably have pop groups the same, okay? Go look at some of the pop groups and what they promote over in Asia. Go look at what they promote in Asia. Look at BTS and look at how feminine they look. Well, they're South Korean. That is correct. But is there that big a difference between the South Koreans and the Chinese? Or the Chinese that special where they ban all type of vulgarity? Yeah. K-pop. Is there K-pop in China? I don't know. I have no idea. But again, look at those K-pop groups and what they promote. That's like soft porn. Look at what they promote. So again, I'm just, like I said, I'm just going by the art. So all I'm going by is the art. Let's see. How come no one ever told Michael Jackson that childhood is overrated? He was a grown man, got a pass to be around children. Again, I've said, yeah, actually they did. You are right. Listen, Michael Jackson, I have a video on it. Okay, all these videos are archived. Michael Jackson, in my opinion, got molested as a kid. I don't think Joe did it, but in my opinion, he got molested as a kid. He took it into his adulthood, and they protected this dude with all the fame and stardom he had. This dude was talking during the Thriller days. He was talking about how he slept in bed with kids. All right. This man was a pedophile, and he was molested as a child. That's all. It just is what it is. So no, you won't get that from me. You'll get it from everyone else. You're not going to get it from me. But yeah, and you are right. I did hear about that. You're right. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Dirty man indeed. Yeah, man, you are right. I thanks for telling me. It's banned. K-pop is banned. Oh wait, there's no Chinese K-pop. Okay, all right. Listen, thanks for letting me know. Similar, but they think of themselves as completely different. Yeah, you're right. There's C-pop, and if they look like K-pop artists, because again, these K-pop artists, they make a lot of money. These guys, and I didn't know this until last year. They sold like what, 20 million copies or something? 20 million. They sold a gang of money. This group. I didn't know they were around that long. But yeah, they sold. I think they sold about. They definitely sold about more. They had about four. They had about four top 10 singles this year alone. 20 million albums these guys sold. 20 million. What, did she collaborated with who? The K-pop? Yeah, well. Meg Thee Stallion. Yeah, well. I didn't know that. So, okay, I got to make a distinction. But if you look at the K-pop artists, again, it's like kiddie porn. If you look at K-pop artists, you know, before you do, get some sort of, get some protection for your hard drive or burn it, because it's literally like looking at kiddie porn. Literally. So, but if China doesn't have it, then, you know, my mistake. Teenage black girls, yeah, they do. They love. You're right. They love that K-pop stuff. They love it. Look. The songs are catchy for what they are. All right, for what they are. The songs are catchy, but their look, with all the mascara and makeup and all the other stuff, and like I said, it's yeah. I know. They're a ripoff of these white groups, who of course ripped off of us. All right, they're a ripoff of what's called NSYNC and those guys. Who else? NSYNC, New Kids on the Block, whatever. All over. Side-eye black people who think Asian artists are so great. They are, again, I understand that. They are. They are. U9, the famous C-pop. Let's see U9. All right, U9 C-pop. Wait a minute, bro. Come on, man. Wait. I'm looking at them now. Wait, U9. Oh, come on, man. Wait a minute. Because I'm not even gonna look. I will not even look at the girl version of. Listen. I'm not even going to look at the girl version of C-pop, but come on, y'all. This is U9. These guys. I hope that the picture can fit into this screen. Please fit. Give me a second. Are you serious, bro? These guys look fem. This is U9 right here. Serious? And this is a Chinese group, right? No, black girls, I'm telling you, they love them BTS. They love that song, I'm telling you, bro. But this is C-pop? Are you serious, bro? Come on, look at this shit. C-pop is so, C-pop and K-pop are the same. Wait a minute a second, because see what I'm saying? So China isn't all, you know, you're acting like their hands are clean. Hold up, C-pop. The girl group, the police may knock on my door if I pull up the girl shit. But like I said, it's literally like kiddie porn. You look at these guys. All right, here it is. Here's a C-pop group. Oh, come on. Oh, wait. This group right here. Wait a minute, bro. I can't even pull this up. This looks like the one I looked at was it looked like a gender bender group. And that's another thing. They're very androgynous. Very androgynous. Look, this looks like a freaking, come on, man. China is no different. This looks like a freaking, you know. Oh, man. Yes, that's a C-pop. I've never heard of C-pop. But come on, man, they're no different. If it makes money, China is an economic leader. If it makes money, you think they're going to toss it? Come on, bro. Wow. And this is the girl C-pop group. No, this is K-pop. C-pop, 5 girl C-pop recommendations, similar to K-pop releases. Come on, bro. If it makes money, they're going to do it. This is a new girl C-pop group, Chinese group, the Hello Girls. The Hello Girls. Okay, again. C-pop. Okay, listen, if you hear a big knocking at the door, that means the police. That means the police are at my door. So, you know, if the computer goes off too swiftly, that means I'm breaking up the hard drive. So, all right. This is the C-pop. This is the China who's banning everything. This is the C-pop group. They're called the Hello Girls. All right. They're called the Hello Girls. These girls. All right. So come on, y'all. Either maybe I don't know. I don't keep up with those groups like that, but anime and the anime, they have anime, right? Come on, anime is yeah, it promotes all of this stuff. The audition members and men from sunup to sundown. I know. I'm sure they do. I mean, yeah. No, look at this. Everyone has seen a porno flick once in a while, please. And everything you see online, most of the stuff you go to Instagram, a lot of stuff you see is basically soft porn. So come on already. I'm not, I know you're joking, but come on, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, the kids like them. The kids like them. What's up, identity withheld? Yeah, identity. I held my own up there, man. Listen, I did not know. I knew already what you said about the Lenin thing. I know that there's gonna be some fuck shit when I watch that shit, but whatever. I mean, I know there's gonna be some fuckery when I see the video. Thanks for popping on. How can you tell the difference from listen? I don't know. China said no more. But this is Chinese. This is from China. How can they say that? Wait a minute. How are you gonna say that when you got this? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I mean, how are you gonna say that when you have this? So come on, man. These guys are full of bullshit. They are bullshit. It goes with the whole anime loving culture. I don't see anything wrong with these groups. I don't care for their music. BTS is good. I like BTS. I've never bought them, but I like them. I think they're pretty good. They are pretty good. Kids like them. Younger people, yeah, like Generation Z's. I don't think they have a life. Remember, there was a girl who competed. Isn't that funny? No, I'm not a cranky old dude. I'm not. Again, you haven't, look, I don't want to show any videos of, listen, I'm very careful of what I show as far as the videos, but I've seen K-pop videos. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. And I don't care, I don't care about any of that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But, if they look sexy or whatever. But, again, there's a lot of stuff underground. A lot of these guys who you think it looks wholesome, but, oh wait, 20 strict rules to be a pasta. It's like I'm afraid to even play any videos that aren't, without getting flagged. So, let me put the link. 20 strict rules of being a K-pop star. Here. Good night, Beckazita. And make sure you check out Psychopathia's channel. 20 rules of being a pop star. I think they have shows out there as well. Hayuna Bubble Pop. Bubble Pop. Okay? Again, you just got to look through it yourself. I mean, but I've seen, yeah. But anyway, guys, I think I'm done. Thanks for popping on. Thanks for all the moderators. What you call it, Ted? It's too bad you couldn't come up. Grow up here the next time. I'm not gonna bite your head off. All right. Thank you, all the moderators, Truth Bearer, YM, ACBN, Susie Q. Thanks again, Clark, everybody who's come through. Again, like the video, share the video, subscribe. And like I said, fuck Larry Elder, fuck his candidacy, and I don't know. I mean, if you guys really liked him, I mean, whoever did, you couldn't explain why he did what he did. Dr. Mumby, she's clearly a weirdo. I did not know this chick was that weird. I didn't know. And of course, as always, fuck Tariq Nasheed and trying to milk Michael K. Williams' death. Rest in power to that dude. Obviously more is going to come out regarding what happened with him, and again, definitely identity withheld. Like, the Asian culture is 2 decades behind on musical styles and sports. A lot of old school rappers, retired ballers. Yes, who's making a killing out there? Timbaland is out there making a killing. Timbaland, from what I understand, is out there making a killing with this K-pop nonsense. But he's making a killing. You're not old school. You're all just classic. Larry is no. Listen. Just listen to the video from the beginning. This dude and Kundis as well. They're both pieces of trash. But yeah, man. Truth Bearer. No, Seth Marbury. He's made a killing. You are right. Next live, I promise to fall back. Nah, you can speak when, there weren't too many people on this live. So, yeah, man, you can speak whenever. I have no problem with that, But I did learn some things on here, and you know what? I appreciate y'all coming through, all right? And one love, stay up, be up, and just always be ready, man. And like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App if you like. Big up on yourself. I'm out of here.